Okay, so this seller had an opening bid of, I think it was $60, and he had a make an offer button. I made an offer of 70. He turned it down right away. He did not know really very much about this, and I didn't know very much about it either because his pictures were terrible. So I made an offer of $80, and he let it sit for like 3 days. And I was like, oh no, the last minute snipers are going to come in and just make this so unaffordable for me. I will not be able to afford it, and I want to add it to my collection. Well, a few days later, he probably realized, oh, no one's bidding on it. But what he didn't know is snipers were going to come in at the last second. There was, I think, 23 watchers on this. That means that, they were going to come in at the last second and duke it out and bid. But he let me have it for $80. And I was like, no freaking way. So I got really lucky. Now, I'm hoping that this is either French or Russian. I could be wrong. The photos were terrible. Absolutely terrible. But I do know it's antique. The condition, it could be iffy. His pictures were terrible. He doesn't generally sell a lot of antiques. And I get a Tiffany and Company box. Holy cow, these are worth something. These are worth something themselves. Okay, so let's move this stuff out of the way. Oh, it's a lot smaller than I thought it was because in the picture it looked enormous. Uh-oh. 80 doll hairs. Okay, I'm hoping to God this is French or Russian. Oh my God, it's freaking tiny. Oh my God, in the pictures he had them all blown up. This thing looked enormous. Okay, it's not as enormous. Oh my God, it's tiny. It's freaking, it's like microscopically tiny. Okay, so here, I'll show you. I'm going to show you, like, in the pictures, it looked like it was at least this big. Okay, and this is a French one. This is a French Chatelaine scent bottle with the clip and the Chatelaine clip and the Chatelaine, which is the chain, which would dangle from a lady's waistband. And I thought, oh, okay, this is tiny. I am hoping and praying that this is either French or Russian. Now, a lot of you might think it's Asian. The Asians were known to make these enamelware pieces as well. But this, I do not think is Asian, unless it could be Asian export for, the Chinese export style antiques. So let's look at the chain. So it has a watch fob. Not a fob. A fob would be a charm. But it has a watch chain, like a pocket watch chain. And it's attached to a bottle that we see here that looks very, very, very brass. And one side it has all these stylized little raised little pieces. And then the other side, when we turn it over, it has this gorgeous enamel work. I don't know if you can see that, but look at that enamel work. And I believe it's, I'm going to get it wrong, Champlevé or Cloisonné. And it was either, it was like a very French style of enamel work it was mainly popular in places like Limoges, France, but all other parts of Europe as well, especially also Russia. Russia was known to make these beautiful enamel work pieces. Now I'm going to look this over and scour this over for a mark. It's a lot smaller than I thought. And I'm not too thrilled about this. I mean, this is tiny. It has a little lid. Can we check this out? Can we see this? All right, so I'm going to gently try to take this off without breaking it. And wow, what the hell? Oh my God, this is tiny. All right, so there we go. Has a little lid. Yeah, all right, I'm going to scour it over for marks and I'm going to clean it up. And then we're going to find out what the heck this is. All right, so let's get this on here. It does have a chain so you don't lose the lid. Apparently, it was expensive enough for them to go through the trouble to do that. But look at this beautiful enamel work. Let's get in there close. So I'm guessing either French, Viennese, or Russian. All right, so we're going to look it over. I'm going to clean it up and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just did a scratch test. So we're going to start with 9K, 10K, 14K, 18K. Now, 18K can also be a silver test. So we're going to start from the lowest to the highest. So far, it passes the 9K test. Here's the 10K test. So far, it's not dissolving. If it wasn't gold, it would have definitely dissolved that. The third is the 14 karat gold test. And I mean, there's a little reaction going on here. But so far, the 9K has not dissolved, the 10K has not dissolved, and even the 14K is not dissolving. Could this be real gold? Okay, let's get in there. No, those lines would have disappeared if it wasn't gold. We have the 18K, which is the last. And there's some kind of reaction going on. I saw a little bit of smoke coming out of it, but yeah, it's floating to the top, but it's still there. 14K has not dissolved. 10K has not dissolved. And 9K is looking good. So this, wait a minute. Could this be, this is gold. Boys and girls, we have struck gold. I can go up to 14K. Reasonably happy that it's at least 14K. This is 14K right there. 10K, 9K, 18K. And let's get in there. It has not disappeared, although, I mean, it's fading a little. So I'm going to say this is 14 karat gold. We struck gold. Oh my God, we struck gold, guys. So this is a time lapse of 10 minutes later. Everything's still here. Look at that. That's 9K, 10K, 14K. And it's just, yeah, it's dissolving at 18K. We got 14K at least. So let's just say that at the least we got 10, 12 to 14K. Clean off your stone, you generally, now I'm no jeweler, you generally use the highest amount of fluid and it should wipe it out, but it has not wiped out. I tried to clean it with even soap and water. I scrubbed it. I used the highest level of gold fluid because, you know, gold testing fluid, and that usually will wipe out whatever's there. Has not wiped out even at the 18K. Now this is the 9K. This is the 9, the 10, the 14, and the 18. It's still there. Do you see this? Now we know why this brass piece over here, right, is so much bigger than this piece. If you look at size, because gold, of course, is expensive, we got a gold piece. Now I'm going to try to clean it. It is very old, and I'll be back and we'll discuss it. Holy macaroni. Oh my God. Okay, so this was the best $80 purchase I ever made. Okay, and you can see, now this is the redheaded stepchild. I paid more money for this one. I paid $95 for this one. And I paid $80 for this one. And this one is at least between 14 and 18 karat gold. Now it's very, very tiny. So, I mean, compared to this one, this bottle is tiny. And you can see in the palm of my hand. It's covered in this beautiful enamel, again, Champlavé, or cloisonné, I can never say that word, cloisonné enamel. And it most likely could be Russian, is what I'm guessing. And the Russians were known for their gold and their silver. And I could not find a marking. It's very hard to find those hidden markings. I went over it, not as well as I should have. I mean, it's just very hard. You got to look under every nook and cranny, under every chain, and try to find the marking. But look at this. Okay, I cleaned it as best I could. Now, I did not want to damage the enamel, so I just used a toothbrush and some Dawn detergent. But I couldn't figure out why it wasn't as tarnished as usually these pieces are. So these pieces are usually very tarnished, as you can see here. And it's because it's gold. Now, silver also is another heavy tarnisher. And oh my God, guys, I hit like the freaking jackpot. Something like this, I don't know, it's heavy. It's a heavy chunk of gold, especially the chain as well. The chain tested the same way. I did a separate test for the chain, up between 14 and 18 karat gold. Oh my God. And why is there no gold markings? It could be hidden. It's you got to look in every nook and cranny, under every crevice. And oh, I scored. I can't believe I scored $80. And the guy that owned this, now the seller, had a very Jewish sounding name. Like, my guess is he was a Russian Jew. And this was part, because he mentioned something about this was part of his family's. And so, of course, the Russian Jews would have most likely have gotten this from Russia, his Russian Jewish family. Now, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to contact him and ask him for more information, if you know what I mean. But, oh my God. Okay, so I'm guessing this is Russian and not French, like our French piece here. It might be French. It might be French. I could be wrong. It might not be Russian, but I'll show you some Russian enamel work. Now, look at these beautiful enamel worked flowers. Let's take a look at that. There you go. And I'm going to show you some Russian pieces. Tiffany and Company. Well, oh my God. Well, we know it's not the box that it originally came in, but here's our French version on the left. I'm guessing this is Russian. It could be French, but I just can't get over it. Every dog gets their day, as they say, right? Every dog gets their day. This is our brass version, and this is our gold version. Oh my God, it's between 14 and 18 karat gold. Solid. Holy cow. How did I get so lucky? Now, what is something like this worth? I have no clue. Okay, but let's check out some Russian and French pieces, and we'll see what they sell for online. Okay, so I found this one that was actually sold, and it says 14 karat gold scent bottle fob pendant chatelaine with diamond, and this one sold for $1,500. I did not, now it doesn't have the number next to it, but when I searched, it showed up on the search with the price that it sold for. And here's an example. It doesn't say whether it's Russian or French, but apparently they sold these in real gold. And even with the chatelaine chain and the clip, that one had a marking of 14K on the clip. You see, they're hidden. Generally, they're hidden in places you can't find them. Some French and Russian pieces. Circa 1880, French enamel chatelaine scent bottle. $600. So it sold for $600. We have the enamel. This is 1880. And it's only an inch and a quarter big. And that one sold for $600, and it's not real gold. It's gilt metal. And Champlavet enamel. Interesting. So mine is probably Champlavet. Some Russian pieces and Imperial Russian enamel pieces. When I say Imperial, it was before it was from around the time of the last czars of Russia, and till the Bolsheviks took over and it became a communist country. So here are Imperial Russian 1000. These are spoons. Here we go. Here is a close-in-a, $900 for a match safe. And this one is silver. What the hell? Okay, so we got Russian. Oh my God. Okay, vintage. Oh my God, look how beautiful. Look at the enamel work on this. Wait, let's get in there. Look at that. The Russians were really known for this enamel work. This is 84 silver, so 84% silver, $14,850. What the hell? Some other pieces that you'll find that are Russian enamel. I'm telling you, the Russians were really known, the French too, for this type of enamel work. This is a enamel box, $3,408.35. It is silver gilt. So it's silver with a dusting of gold on it. Now, I can't find the markings. Now, they're usually hidden in such a spot that you won't find them on smaller pieces. Here's an interior. Look at, like, it's like really filthy. But it's mostly silver with a little dusting of gold over it. But wow. There's a Russian bottle right here. $2,500 with the, it's close-in-a. And it has a picture on it. And you can see the Russian enamel work going around. There's the neck of the bottle. Very crude. A lot like mine. Here's the chatelaine clip. Which mine doesn't have the clip. But it does have the pocket watch chain. And this one being sold for $2,500, and it's just 84 silver. Now, mine being actually gold. Wow, that's actually beautiful. Look at the workmanship of the enamel work. And there we go. It's very hard to find those marks. Very, very hard. They're teeny tiny. They're like microscopic on a tiny piece like this. Especially my piece. It's going to be hidden somewhere if it is Russian. $2,500. Another Russian bottle, and I'm telling you, I really get a feeling that mine's Russian. The more I look at this, after seeing mine and holding it in my hand, the more I think mine's Russian. Even the neck of the bottle is the same way. Let's check this out. Let's look at more pictures. And again, look at that enamel work. Very, very similar to mine, where you have the enamel above and then underneath a lower layer of the gold going around it. Although this one is not gold. This one is silver gilded. 1900, circa 1900. Of course, the item has been sold and there's no freaking price. So you're not going to know how much this one sold. But this one was dated between 1896 and 1908. So that gives us an idea about our bottle. This one is very, very tiny. Again, about 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches. That's how little these bottles were. I did not realize that these were so little. And another one, circa 19th century Russian silver and cloisonné. I can never say that word right. Cloisonné egg perfume bottle. Teeny tiny. These are teeny tiny. So it's giving me an idea about mine. Okay, really, really teeny tiny. And look at that enamel work. Very, very similar to the type of enamel work and colors that I found on my piece. Now here's another one. Antique Russian enamel perfume bottle. And again, we have that same type of enamel work that's on here with the raised enamel and then the metal, the base metal underneath those enameled raised areas. And this one is $995. It is actually, it doesn't even say that it's silver. But there would be the marking over there. Interesting. It just says Antique Russian Enamel Perfume Bottle. And it does not say that it's even silver. So let's just check it out. By the way, look at all these other Russian objects. Russian stuff goes for big bucks. I don't know why, but anything Imperial Russian, it does not say that it's silver in here. It's the Tsarist period. Interesting. Okay, it says the bottle itself is about 2 inches tall. This is everything that I know about the item. I bought it at a huge show in Baltimore for an insane amount of money. Okay, but the guy really doesn't know much about it, unfortunately. Another teeny tiny little bottle that's attached to a pendant. This one is 14 karat gold. It does have a sapphire and a pearl. And 2 sapphires and a pearl. I mean, but this is teeny. It's like this big. $1,495. It is a scent bottle. Let's check it out. It does have the cork stopper attached to the chain like mine does. And again, look how tiny, like compared to fingers, you know what I mean? Like, look how tiny this little bottle is. Really, really, really tiny. I mean, look at her fingernail next to the size of the bottle. And it's antique Victorian. So I'm going to say that mine's worth at least $1,000, if not maybe more, because my chain is just so elaborate with the enamel. I don't know. I do notice that mine does have this raised work on the back where the enamel isn't. And yeah, I'm gonna guess this is from around the same era. When was this made? It says Victorian. Victorian again is from the late 1830s to about 1900. And 1901 started the Edwardian era. So it could be between those dates. So like I said earlier, oh my God, every dog gets their day. Now I had a hunch about this. And that's why I made an offer. Because I was afraid that somebody else would have found this. And there would have been a bidding war. And it would have probably went to way too high for me to be able to afford. I was very nervous about that. That's why when for days he was sitting on my offer. And he wasn't responding or replying back to me. I got very nervous. I was like, at the last minute, somebody's going to spy with their little eye this piece, and they're going to get in there, and this is going to go for several $100s, and I did not want that to happen. So when he accepted my $80 offer, I was doing the freaking, I'm not kidding you, I was doing the happy dance. I was doing the freaking happy dance. I was dancing around the house. My husband's like, what did you do now? What did you buy now? He started yelling at me. My birthday's coming up in less than a week. And I was like, look, leave me alone. I have a hunch. When I get that feeling, you know what I mean? That feeling, you know the feeling I'm telling you about? It's like, do not ignore the feeling. When you get a feeling about something, go with your hunch. Always go with your gut feeling. You can be burned. You can be wrong. You can end up paying $95 for something that's probably worth about between $300 to $550 on a good day, 700. But then you can get something like this, and it could be solid. It's at minimum 14 karat gold. We saw the 18 karat line wasn't diminishing either. So, between 14 and 18 karat, I'm going to go with 14 on this one. But, I mean, this is a big chunk of gold for $80. And my husband's bitching about that. Do you know, I just sent him a message about this, and he was like, oh, he's like, big deal. And then, you know what he said? He said, well, then sell it. And I'm like, sell it? You want me to sell my treasure? It's like my prize. Like, did you ever see the movie The Christmas Story? And remember the old man got the lamp, the prize? He got the leg lamp as his prize, and how he loved his leg lamp. And even when it broke, he tried to glue it back together again. Well, that's how I feel about these things. Why should I sell it? Because it's worth money? That's how my husband feels about collectibles. Oh, it's worth money. It's worth money. Sell it. Why do I gotta sell it? Why can't I enjoy it and look at it and love it? And yeah, all right. Thanks for watching, guys. This was a really, oh my God, an amazing unboxing. I really am so excited about this. It's like winning the lottery for the day. All right, guys, I'll see you all soon, and so long. Oh, I love this so much.